Hi, everyone. It's Dom from the MS Guide again, and thank you very much for joining us. There's a familiar face here. It's Rebecca Scott. We were speaking the other day. Hi, Rebecca.
Hey, Dom.
We were talking the other day, and Rebecca advocated, and I agree with her, that we need to talk more about the things that people don't talk about and people are uncomfortable about or prudish, or I'm not sure. I mean, I know sex is going to come into this conversation today, but Rebecca, it was our chat about relationships, and I know there's some things that you wanted to say about MS with relationships. And being female and me being a male, I tend to be more of adult about these things, where women tend to be, well, in my experience, the female friends that I have tend to be a little more sensitive and thoughtful, shall we say. And I was just hoping you could just run us into it. I mean, the floor is yours to a large extent. So what do you think?
Sure.
What do you think people should know about?
Well, so I can only speak from the perspective of somebody who is in a relationship, who was in that relationship before diagnosis, through the ups and downs of relapsing, the remitting, and now through the slow decline that is secondary progressive MS. So I start this conversation with a disclaimer, which is that I am one of the extraordinarily lucky ones. Like, the same person has stuck with me through all of that. A body that has multiple sclerosis is a challenge. And I think where I want to take us with this, not surprisingly from people who have seen me in other videos, is I think I want to take us into the bedroom. Because for most folks, I'm going to make that broad stroke, sex is an important part of a healthy relationship. And MS can do all kinds of wacky things to your body when it comes to sex.
Can I say, what really, excuse my language, pisses me off about MS is nothing about it has ever, even accidentally, seemed to have improved anything. You'd be kind of hoping that there'd be some odd effect where you got double good orgasms, so, well, I don't know. I know.
If only.
Yeah, or if your leg went to sleep so that you could adopt an even funner position. No.
Right. So, all right. So we'll start with positions. We'll start with legs doing what legs do in MS. What my legs do in MS is they have weakened greatly, so that I'm not saying I was any sexual gymnast previously necessarily. However, I could maneuver myself into all kinds of interesting arrangements. And now, I mean, if you'll pardon the simile, I feel a bit more like a sex doll, because like I often will be in a position, the position's okay, but we both kind of agree, and we'll talk about communication later, that this position isn't the right one. So then, he's got to grab a leg and hoist it around and twist my hips like this. And I can't do anything about it except keep the communication going, like, oh, that works, or oh, no, not that way. I have this longing for what it was in the past. And yet I try to always anchor myself in the fact, a few facts. Sex is fun. It feels good, even if it doesn't end the way I want it to. Those two things are true. Sex is fun and it feels good. And if everybody's communicating, then I'm going to get something out of it. Maybe not the big thing I want from it, but I'll get something, and that's good.
And the big thing you want from it, judging by that arm motion, is the fireworks and angels singing. And
Yes, heaven's opening up.
see, you've already got weak knees with MS. That's the problem, isn't it? You can't go weak at the knees.
Right, exactly. Brilliantly said.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's always difficult, isn't it? That is it MS or is it age and common sense
yeah,
to some
yeah.
extent? And don't beat
Hmm.
yourself up, because it might just be the fact that, do you know what? Yeah, the Tarzan loincloth can hang up in the closet as that was fun when I was 22.
Well, an issue I have is that, like, if I wanted to put on something especially fun and sexy, like, I don't even have bras that clasp anymore because it's too hard for my hands to do them up. So, it's just the theatrics have gone.
It kind of
And
ruins the
again,
treat with lingerie, doesn't it? If the person who you want to wear it for has to help you put it on
right,
and
right, yeah.
taking it off is part of the process, with the other person's help. But yeah, putting it on, you kind of want to go, ta-da.
Right, yeah, and it would be a mess. I'd have like one boob in, one out, which, might be attractive eventually, but it's not what you want the reveal to be.
Yeah,
So,
it's not the starter position, is it?
no,
Right.
it's not. And that, I mean, it even gets to another thing, which is often we take our clothes off before having sex. Not always, but often we do. And like me trying to wrestle myself out of a shirt is not a seductive move at all.
So
And when,
you're feeling that the act of getting undressed has lost any eroticism.
yeah, and even when he takes a shirt off me, it's, I almost feel like a toddler. Like I almost feel like, where's Becca? You know how you do that with kids when you're taking their shirts off. Yeah, it can feel a little bit infantilizing. Um,
People could empathize or think, yeah, that's me, or I kind of get what
mhm,
they're saying. But I suppose, see, half of my view is it is what it is. You got to work around it. And I think it will be ultimately disappointing and difficult for you if you are trying to recapture everything that you used to have, the way it used to be.
that that I mean, that is the dance, which is something I don't do very well anymore, but that is the dance of managing life with MS, is that, all right, things are not like they used to be. How do I figure out a way to accept that and still have a good life, or a good sex life, or a good work life, whatever piece of the puzzle it is, without it?
Be it sex or be it work, I mean, something I think we're kind of accidentally skirting around is the fact that with MS and its impact on your life, and this goes for is acceptance.
Hmm.
The idea being comfortable or more comfortable or accepting of the fact that things have changed. They may have changed out of your control, but I mean, my biggest help with this was not MS. Back in 2012, I fell off my
Hmm.
bicycle. Ironically, training for a ride I was going to undertake to raise money for the MS center locally. And I broke my femur, and I had to learn how to walk again. But that was my first big lesson in humility and acceptance. Even now, 2021, I can't run. I look like I'm trying to pick up sailors. There's things I can no longer do as a result of it. I can't unbreak my leg. It was so hard. It was because it was forced on me that I had to learn. MS isn't, MS comes and goes at times, and you think, oh, I'm having a brilliant day, and then it all falls off a cliff. And
Hmm. Or if you're me, you don't have brilliant days anymore, but you have okay
that's
days.
complete rubbish. Some days you're really happy. I know you don't have brilliant days, but some days you're
Yeah.
cool to talk.
So we're talking about how to accept what your new normal is, and for me, do whatever I can
Well, it's taking
to.
enjoyment out of what's there, should we say what's left? I'm not sure that's the right phrase, but is learning to take enjoyment out of what you've got in front of you rather than what you used to have in front of you.
Right? But there are also things you can intentionally put in front of yourself to make things in the bedroom easier or more fun or more interesting or what have you. I have a bolster pillow that allows me to participate in positions that were off limits for quite a while because I did not have the strength to hold myself up for them. Have not sprung for a swing or anything like that because that seems unsafe for me. But a lovely wedge pillow can make a big difference.
I just think, can't you get one with a seatbelt?
You probably can. You probably
Some people
can.
pay extra for that, but hey, yeah, I know. I mean, that fact is, you're looking at ways to do this. You're looking at it. I mean, sex, the unspoken component. So people don't, guess what? They don't communicate about it, because I'm sure
Yeah.
you didn't go on Amazon and buy a bolster yourself. I'm sure you spoke to your other half and said, what do you think? Shall we give this a go?
Yes. Yes, and I think my other half bought it. So there you go. Yeah, we talked about, well, what do you think's going to work, and maybe this one, and
Talked about it. You talked about it in the context of
yeah,
your sexual relationship and how to achieve more out of that, rather than saying we're completely stuffed. I mean, doing things preventatively. I mean, hell, I'll take.
and this is something, both of us are in middle age. Sex, you have less sex, yada yada yada. But like, there's very rarely you catch somebody's eye, not somebody's, your partners in our cases, eye, and are like, hey, let's just do this right here wherever we are. It's like, no, I
Really
probably
happening. Yeah.
I need a bed. I'm probably going to need to pee beforehand because there was a period of time where orgasms and urine went hand in hand, and boy, that was fun.
But that's sort of rubber sheets and towels and planning ahead. And
Exactly. So, and that's exactly what we did. The laying down of the towel was part of the foreplay, and we
Rebecca, one of the other things that we're not touching on is I think I love the coyly called marital aids.
yeah.
We're talking sex toys. Okay. And
Yeah.
essentially, would you put this under the heading of either enhancing what it is or helping one get off, achieve orgasm, call it what you will?
Yeah, 100%. So I am at the point where I cannot have an orgasm without a sex toy. Usually a very strong one that is enormous and unsexy and sounds like a jackhammer, but by God, 7 times out of 10, it gets the job done, and I will take that in a heartbeat. So
Is it noisy? Does it kill the mood? Yeah, does it?
Well, it could kill the mood. However, I guess I don't let it. I yeah, you again,
Your other
it's
half to dress like one of the YMCA crew, with the hard hat. And
there you go, hold
yeah,
it.
there you go. And then they can make it part of the act, should we say? Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
quite Magic Mike, but
I mean, you're hitting on something, although you're joking, you are hitting on something that I think is important, which is, again, like, it can be fun. When it's stupid, a thing that happens to me now is I will get very close to orgasm and then I will have a foot cramp that is just excruciating.
oh yeah,
And I have to make the mental call of, okay, which one do you want to deal with? Do you want the orgasm or do you want your foot to relax? And sometimes my foot will be in agony, but I will get my tiny little sigh of an orgasm before I deal with it because that's what I decide is important in the moment. And then I tell my partner and we laugh about it. So, as a service to women out there who do not already know, so the vibrator, the jackhammer I was talking about is the Hitachi Magic Wand. If you've heard of a vibrator, you've probably heard of it. It is
You
like
know what? I'll put links to these things
great.
in everything. So yeah, I'll get it from you later. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's an option. There is a company called Lilo. They make very fancy high-end sex toys. So price could be prohibitive. I 100% acknowledge that. However, they are strong. And it's not like going to your corner sex shop and getting that little thing that looks like a candle that has like one AA battery in it. They are strong. If you have trouble achieving orgasm, I highly recommend trying them out. I also like see what else works for you if you are in that stage of I'd really like to come more and it's not happening. Erotica can be great. There are a lot of great websites online for erotica.
I think people find, you say erotica, I think a lot of people hear porn and find that many people, I think understandably and justifiably in many cases, feel that that's problematic with the, should we say, the exploitative element of it, even though it is the
Yeah,
single biggest thing on the internet by far in terms of the internet traffic.
it is indeed. And I
And we'll talk
encourage
about it.
people to look for I mean it sounds so funny. It's like free range chickens. It's ethically raised porn, but there are sites that have ethical
Consenting.
porn.
I think free range porn would be consenting adults.
Right, exactly. And you are probably going to have to pay for it, but you know what? For me at least, it's totally worthwhile because I know I'm not contributing to the exploitation of anyone. And, sometimes that helps a person get over the edge. And if you want to get over that hump, then try whatever you want to try. Get a little kinky. Why not?
I think some people need to hear that other people think and talk about these things and have these issues and
Yeah.
address. I mean, that's what I think is really cool about you talking about it online and stuff. Like you said before, sorry, mum, but I don't think.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
absolutely.
no, it's but yeah, no, I think it's really critical. Yeah,
Like I, as I said to you earlier, it used to be like, yes. And now it's like, ah. And you know what? Ah, ain't bad. It really isn't.
yeah.
But there have been months of my life where I haven't even been able to get to, huh. And I have cried and cried and cried because it's another piece of me that has gone poof. I have a lot of wonderful female friends who are very open in talking about sex and making recommendations. So that is one thing. I had a massage therapist for a while who was also a sex educator. And she kept saying, you got to get a wedge, Rebecca. You got to get a wedge, get a wedge. And eventually I got a wedge. And I was like, okay, you were right.
Is
Thank
this the
you.
bolster that you mean, a wedge? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've never found a source online, certainly with related to MS
No.
and sex that does anything but speaks coyly, which is why I speak so uncoyly.
What about wider disability in sex?
You know what? I haven't looked into that, and I bet there's some good stuff out there.
You know, you've got to talk to your partner about this. There's no way that you should stop having sex because you've got MS. It's like saying I'm not exercising or whatever. That's just mad, isn't it? You know, if you're in a relationship and you can have sex, there should be no reason why you can't. It just may need to be modified. So
yeah, absolutely.
yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, look how happy it makes you. So
Yeah,
I know.
keep having sex, everybody. It's great.
Excellent. Look, until next time, Rebecca,
Mhm.
we will see you. I think it would be worthwhile being joined by some other people, a bit like the continents chat we had, you know, to
Yeah.
be able to share stories and stuff. So that'd be really cool. Have a really great day.
You too. Thanks, Tom.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.